Former Prime Minister and Viewfort South MP Dr. Kenny Anthony, in a lengthy post on his social media account, has called on Minister for Infrastructure Guy Joseph to provide an update on St. Jude to the people of the South, stating, quote, St. Jude Hospital will not be completed in December as promised by the government of St. Lucia and its officials. Given these circumstances, it is now necessary for Honorable Guy Joseph, the minister responsible for the construction of St. Jude, to provide an update and a new completion date, unquote. However, Joseph is adamant that no such completion date was provided.
People keep on saying that we gave a proposal for the end of year. You would not see me in one interview saying that St. Jude would be finished by end of year. I said we promised that St. Jude would be delivered before the next election. Next election is due in June, and so we always knew the timelines that was involved in the construction of St. Jude. I made my point about what was happening. We saw the impact of COVID and where it ended up, where work had to be shut down for a month. That had an impact on the layout.
Dr. Anthony posed a number of questions to Joseph, asking, quote, how much has been spent on the construction of the hospital to date? And has the project received health approval, fire approval, and solid waste approval? Unquote.
If the member for Viewfort South want to ask questions in St. Jude, before he asks any questions, he should say what he did before. Because I have no intentions of answering Dr. Anthony's questions. He had 5 years to finish St. Jude, and he did not.
The St. Jude Hospital has become a blot on the already checkered history of the healthcare system in St. Lucia. The decade-long saga following the fire that gutted St. Jude back in 2009 has played a major role in shaping the political landscape of the island. Now, with elections on the horizon and a gnawing pandemic, all eyes are fixed on whether the current UWP administration will deliver as promised.
They need to stop playing politics with this thing. He could not finish St. Jude. That is what he needs to tell the people. Why, after 5 years and after 3 budget statements where he gave completion dates, he needs to come and tell the people why he did not meet the completion date. He needs to tell the people why the price moved from 48 million to 60 million. And he said for 60 million, we would have a state-of-the-art hospital in Viewfort. And after he had spent over 100 million, St. Jude's was no closer to being completed than it is now. So he can ask his questions, but he needs to answer these questions.
Joseph says the UWP administration stands ready to fulfill its campaign promises.
We are going to deliver on what we have promised.
So as it stands, what's the total projected cost for the hospital, like inclusive of equipment and operating, etc.?
I cannot give you these figures now because a lot of the final details are being worked on. It is based on what equipment you are going to put in the hospital, what level of service that is going to be provided. So all of these would be given at a later date.
And to date, has the project received health approval, fire approval, and solid waste approval?
All of the approvals that are needed for where we are now has been given.
Recent renderings of St. Jude's were made available for public consumption. Solange Alfred, HTS News Force.